November 1st. Happy Samhain. Happy Halloween, which was yesterday, All Hallows Eve. We're excited to be here to talk about something really special tonight. I am Sean J. Kennedy. This is Paige Allison. I like to call her Paha for Paige Allison Healing Arts. We are the devoted and the vulnerable. It's our new project as of earlier this year. So we are streaming through that Facebook page if you haven't figured that out yet, for those that might be watching this later after we post it. If anybody's on here live with us right now, thank you for joining us. We did post earlier today that we'd be going live and just kind of going with the flow of the day when it lined up best for us to do so. So the announcement or the event, if you will, the theme, the topic, is 30 days of Ho'oponopono, a 30-day Ho'oponopono challenge. The challenging being to stay with the practice for the next 30 days, regardless of whether you tune in to the videos that we'll be doing. Primarily that'll be Paige. I wanted to help get this thing started. Ho'oponopono has been really personally impactful for me in my life. In fact, in some ways, in some respect, I really think it has saved my life, turned my life around, and a big reason why I'm still here today and growing and sharing and learning. It was just about 6 years ago that I had stumbled upon a video on YouTube talking about Ho'oponopono, and I'd heard of it before, but never in the way that I saw it described in that video. It was a seminar with Joe Vitale and featuring Dr. E. Haleakala Hulen, who was sharing it with an audience of people. This was probably somewhere 2006 or 7, I believe the seminar occurred. It's 2015 when I came across it, and it just really kind of sunk in when I watched about the hour video. I was in a pretty receptive state. Wasn't searching online for anything. It was very serendipitous, which is how Ho'oponopono works. That I just kind of came across it, just doing my morning email check and internet bouncing around, kind of my morning ritual at the time. But it was during a period of my life of extreme turmoil and adversity. I was going through quite a bit of loss. Had lost my nephew, and a relationship had ended. And then a short while after Ho'oponopono came into my life, my father suffered a stroke. He's been disabled ever since. And yeah, a lot of big challenging emotions and thoughts were coming up, and it really swamped me in a lot of ways. So, like I said, I'm just really blessed that Ho'oponopono came into my life. It was like a life preserver as I was just floating on the stormy seas, and just really jumped into it and started just doing the practice. I love you, I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you. Just started researching more online, tell me more about this Ho'oponopono, watching more stuff from Dr. Hulen and Joe Vitale's. I'd taken Joe Vitale's certification course. Learned a really great prayer. I'll share that here in a moment before we turn things over to Paige. But yeah, I just wanted to make it clear how meaningful it has been for me, and sharing it with others in my community, the area tribe around here, and many folks jumped on it as well, realizing how powerful a practice it is to essentially deliberately choose your thoughts, your perspective in a moment. Going through the phrases, I'm sorry, that's acknowledging that there's pain, there's a mistake perhaps, some sort of error, and it's, I'm sorry, to begin that healing process. Forgive me, and forgiveness, the power of forgiveness to clear things and say, hey, it's okay now. Whether you're doing it with another person or internally, and really all of it is inside yourself. You're doing this with what they call the inner child, the Unupanili, which is the subconscious mind, and it's being subconscious. We are not even aware of how much much of the time what we're thinking and feeling, again, below consciousness. There's something like 11 million bits of data going in the subconscious mind, and we're only conscious of 20 to 40 bits. And that was something Dr. Hulen had shared for perspective. Like, we think we know what's going on, and there's a lot more going on beneath the surface that we're often not aware of. And it has a way of showing up in our lives and catching us by surprise, only because we weren't aware. And so I love you, and the power of that, to think that thought, to send love. Dr. Emoto did experiments years ago with water and sending loving thoughts to water and seeing how it affected the molecular structure versus sending a hateful thought, if you will. And you look at the images and they're strikingly different. One looking like the most beautiful shiny gem, and the other looking like a toxic blob of just something with lacking structure. So it was really profound to see that, the effect of thoughts on material reality. And then the thank you, the power of gratitude. And Dr. Hulen has said that if you were really to simplify it, you could bring it down to one or two of the phrases: I love you, thank you. I have found that, particularly in the beginning, working with the practice, and depending what you might be dealing with, certainly I have been seeking to make amends with those that I had wronged and hurt in my life. And so the I'm sorry, forgive me was very useful for a period of time, and still is at times when I realize, hey, my bad, I'm really sorry I said that or thought that. Purify me. The goal here is to become pure of heart, and to free ourselves from suffering, and free all of creation from suffering. And we all have that ability, we all have that power within us. So there's some great resources that I'll refer you to support you in the practice over the next 30 days and beyond. Like I said, I'm going 6 years into having Ho'oponopono in my life. It's a real foundational practice. I do it when I do yoga. I just think the phrases to myself as I'm going through my set. And then sporadically throughout the day, I may do it when I catch myself in a negative loop. And that's the hardest time to do it. It's when you most need it, but maybe you're really fired up by something, really upset. There's certainly plenty of things going on in the world today. We're all facing different challenges. And in that moment, can you respond to that with love and just say, I love you, to that train of thought that is cropping up, that thing that just has your attention, that is undermining your well-being. Excuse me. So the power of saying thank you to that. Thank you for coming into my awareness. I wasn't aware. Thank you for this awareness. Now I give it to a higher power, divine source, God, creator, whatever you may call that. You're giving it to something that can resolve it. It's beyond what the rational or logical mind can handle. And so we just kind of surrender it and give it over to God. And it's really powerful when we do that. And you'll see what could be called magical things happening in your life, but really there's a quantum explanation to that. So highly recommend visiting Dr. Hulen's site, zero-wise.com. We'll have these links in the posted in the description here for you. And do we use the link to the video, the Zero Wise video? So on that, the link that we posted is going to take you to a cleaning video, a really beautiful video that illustrates what you're cleaning on, these different frequencies: fear, guilt, anxiety, anger, righteousness, shame. A lot of the stuff, again, that can be undermining us subconsciously and then showing up in our conscious experience of life. And when they call it the cleaning, because again, the idea here is to purify and allow us to have a purity of heart, where we're not undermined by these lower frequency states of consciousness. And then I have a Facebook group I started a few years ago. It's had a few different titles since then, but it seems to be pretty well anchored as a new earth through Ho'oponopono. So the idea is, we practice this, that we can rejuvenate and restore ourselves, our culture, the natural world, the whole planet is really what the goal is here. So a new earth, a very restorative practice to bring us back to joy, abundance, and harmony in our lives, and for all of our brothers and sisters. And finally, we'd love to have you join us in our community on our website, devotedandvulnerable.com. Again, all these links are in the description. And feel free to subscribe and get updates from us and just get a better idea of what we've embarked upon through that web project that we started earlier this year. So I think that's about what I have as we kick off day one here, November 1st, 2021, over the next 30 days. What's neat too is I have my Ho'oponopono anniversary date is November 30th, 2015. That was the day that I came upon that video and really changed my life. So over these next 30 days, kind of leading up to that 6-year anniversary for me. So Paige is going to lead us through, again, over the next 30 days, and she'll do a practice right now. Just a Ho'oponopono themed practices and exercises of how you can apply this. Again, it's as simple as the 4 phrases: I love you, I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you. You can sit with it and think those any time that it comes to mind. But sometimes it's helpful to have a reference point and say, well, maybe you're dealing with something specific in your life, or you didn't realize that it was really even an issue, and now you want to bring in, this powerful practice to support you in moving through it and clearing it from your life. So we will give it over to Paige.
Thank you. So a few things just as an introduction. If you are watching us live, we cannot see the comments, so we will comment after. This is no longer live. Just let you know we're streaming from a different platform besides Facebook, and we're so far away that we can't see the comments that might be coming through, but don't worry, we will get to your comments, so feel free to chat and send your love. And just before I go into it, I want to just add to everything that Sean wonderfully explained, is that Ho'oponopono really is about taking radical responsibility for what is going on in your life, from the perspective that you can change it by offering it love, gratitude, and asking it for forgiveness. And this, I think, is where a lot of people get stuck, because it's a different way of thinking about it. It's really a philosophy, which is why looking into Dr. Hewlin's site is really supportive, because he really explains the philosophy of Ho'oponopono. But like Sean was saying, it's just as simple as saying, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, to any situation, person, or thing in your life. And we're going to be choosing different subjects throughout the 30 days here. And even if it's not a subject that resonates with you, it might be a subject that you know somebody who's dealing with that, and you can say the words for them. You can offer it up and just, think about that person that you know who's struggling with that issue, and be a proxy for them. Proxy just means working on the clearing or the healing for somebody else in a different situation that's outside of you. But if it's in your field of awareness, if you know someone who's experiencing it, it's also something that's affecting you, and you can clean. It's called cleaning when you offer up the phrases. You can clean on that. So I just want to invite you to get into a space where you are comfortable, setting some time aside to just give yourself over to this practice. It won't be very long today. We'll start off slow and simple. So just get yourself comfortable. If you're not, if you don't have the time right now, just pause this and come back to it. Send a link to yourself so you can find the video again. That's what I do when I find things I want to watch later. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and just take a few moments here to center yourself into the practice. So just taking a deep breath in through your nose, exhaling out your mouth. Deep breath in through the nose, breathing in more air than you have all day today, and as you exhale, let go. One more deep breath in and exhale. Keeping your eyes closed, staying relaxed. I'm going to invite you to think of any situation, person, or occurrence that is happening in your life right now that you're looking for support with healing. You can go big. It could be the biggest thing in your life. It could be like something really minor. We're doing a really general one today, so just go ahead and pick whatever feels right. As soon as I offered up for you to pick something, whatever your first couple of thoughts were, it's one of those. So just go ahead and settle on one of those people or places or situations that's causing you some pain, causing you some discomfort, some disease. And I'm going to invite you to imagine the person or situation in front of you. To do that, you can just see it in your mind's eye, which is located at your forehead, above your nose. Or you can just intend that the situation is in front of you or the person is in front of you. And just for a moment, I'm going to invite you to sit with how you feel. Try not to judge what's coming up for you. Try to be as neutral an observer as you can without getting too pulled into the story and the charge and the pain of it all. See if you can neutrally observe, but still be aware of what's going on in your body, what you're feeling and thinking about it. And even if you think you have nothing to apologize for, I'm going to invite you to imagine saying to the situation or person, I am sorry. You can say it out loud if you feel comfortable in the space that you are in to do that. You can say it in your head. And I want you to just continue to offer up the phrase, I am sorry, and be present and aware that there might be parts of you that resist it, that don't believe it, that don't even know why you're even trying this. But just see where it goes. Join us on this 30-day journey. Offering up, I'm sorry, to whatever person, situation you've brought into this practice. Say it a few more times and really dig deep. See if there's any little, tiny, teeny, minuscule fault that you can find to apologize for. And offer it up as authentically as you can. We move on to, please forgive me. And again, even if you feel like you haven't done anything that deserves forgiveness, that you don't need the forgiveness of this person or situation or life event, go ahead and ask for forgiveness anyway. Please forgive me. Saying it over and over, louder in your head. Please forgive me. 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 Again, even if you're unattached to receiving forgiveness from this thing, just offer it up. And we move on, still focusing on this person or situation. And we're going to offer up, thank you. So just repeat the phrase, thank you, to this person or situation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Even if you don't think you have anything to be grateful for when it comes to this area of focus, go ahead and offer it up anyway. See if something inside you stirs. As you're saying the words, see if the feelings that you might not even have been aware of when you started this start to surface and bubble. And if nothing else happens and you're just repeating the words, know that that's okay too. That's where you are and that's perfect. We're going to have plenty of areas in our life to focus this. Maybe this just isn't the right place for you to start. But keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Feeling the truth, the gratitude as much as you can. As much as is there for you to feel, dive into it. If you want to add something to the end, thank you for, and label it, you can. If you just want to say thank you, that's fine too. And last, but certainly not least, we'll move on to saying, I love you. 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 This may be a hard phrase, and that's okay. You may not feel genuine, true love and affection for what's going on, and that's okay. We're going to dive deeper into how to take this radical responsibility and how to see that as you offer love, you receive love as we journey in these 30 days. So as much as you can, say the phrase, I love you, to the situation or person. Even if it doesn't really connect or you don't really feel authentic in the expression of it. Simply offering it up can move a lot of stuck energy. Now I'm going to invite you to close with just saying the 4 phrases. Any order that you want. You can stay with a phrase or you can say them all individually. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And I want you to imagine the person or situation disappearing, dissolving, turning to dust, turning to smoke, gently being released from your vision in whatever way you feel is right for you. And I want you to sit with the relief that you feel after cleaning on this issue. When you are ready, I'm just going to invite you to slowly bring movement back into your hands, back into your feet, back into your body. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. My leg fell asleep there. I love you, leg. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. So that was a short practice to get us into the day 1 of the 30 days. Please feel free to share if you want, if it feels supportive, what you are focusing on, and keep us updated throughout the 30 days if there's been a shift in whatever you focused on today. If a shift happens, feel free to find this video and post that shift on the video or any of our other videos. Let us know how the shift is working for you. And with that, I am complete.
Thank you, Paige. That was wonderful. I did mention a prayer I was going to share earlier, so we'll close with that. This is an ancestral clearing prayer to assist us with anything we brought into this life that came in through our ancestral lines that we're living out, unresolved things that have happened in the quantum field, if you will. And so really just a really powerful, beautiful cleaning. This prayer is by Morna Nalamaka Simeona. She's a kahuna in Hawaii. Amazing lady. Would have loved to have got the opportunity to meet her. She passed in 1992, long before I even knew what Ho'oponopono was, which has some different translations: to cause perfection, to make right. Some of the ways I've heard it translated, so it gives you an idea how powerful it is. So we'll close with this prayer. Divine Creator, Father, Amakua, Mother, Yuhain, Child, Unapinili as one. If I, my friends, relatives, and ancestors have offended you, your friends, relatives, and ancestors, in thought, word, deed, or action, from the beginning of creation to the present, we humbly ask forgiveness. And if you, your friends, relatives, and ancestors have offended me, my relatives, friends, and ancestors, in thought, word, deed, or action, from the beginning of creation to the present, we humbly ask forgiveness. Let this cleanse, purify, and release us from all painful memories, energies, blocks, and vibrations, and transmute these energies into pure light. And we ask that you do so. We ask that you do so according to your will, not our will, your will, Creator. You know best what's best for all. And in so doing, we are set free of it. Aloha. Thank you again. Yes, feel free to drop a comment, any questions, any feedback, and we look forward to engaging with you over the next 30 days and beyond. Have a beautiful night.